I'm gonna spawn. Remember that?
Oh, from Stadium. Oh! About 2 years ago, I made a video about a small team that was looking to bring back the original Warzone on Verdansk. And they did a great job at reviving it, except for one major issue. As soon as you tried to play the game, you would fall through the ground. Doesn't make for a great experience. But now, a small team reached out to me to show me what they are working on, and let me tell you, I am impressed. Not only have they revived Warzone's original Cold War build, but they are doing a ton of content that I was blown away by, and you're going to see it all in this video. I interviewed a dev to talk about all of it, and one of the things I want to get very straight right now is that they are not looking for money. This is a non-for-profit project to preserve Warzone. They wanted to bring back the game and make it feel like it is, 2021 again. They made it so that you can search for a game, you can jump in easily. There's no custom mod menus that you need to do it. But if you do want to use mod menus in a private match, you can do so and have all the fun you want with your friends. You want to go and build a tower and climb it and do parkour, you could do that. There are so many opportunities for amazing content, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm very excited. So make sure you guys watch this video all the way through if you want to find out how you can get involved, but I wouldn't skip around because let me tell you, there is a lot of cut content that never made it into the game that was quite controversial in my eyes, that I understand why Activision cut it, but they're planning on bringing it back. So like the video, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the interview.
Not sure if you noticed, but we have custom Lua. So the custom Lua allows us to add, buttons that didn't exist in the original game. So if you were to go into the BR buyback solos right now, where it says game setup and force start match, that wasn't originally there.
Right.
Battle Pass, for instance, that wasn't available in the .NET's client. You have a Battle Pass here, still work in progress, but we will eventually get COD points up and running. Stats. You actually can, I don't know if you noticed, but you can rank up at this client. So we have ranking working, we have stats, progression to a degree.
If people can send friend requests, people can
friend requests can be sent. Yes, you can send friend requests. There's also chatting while you're in the lobby or chatting while you're in the match. So you can do that.
Obviously, this is like Cold War's Warzone, which personally is my favorite iteration of Warzone. I know some people, care for Modern Warfare 19's, the stadium and everything else, but I personally think this is the best version pre-destruction of downtown. So it makes me think about though, the future of Warzone and kind of iterating on that, right? What features would you be able to see return possibly from, future Warzone into this, or even possibly, just get inspired by and pull from it? You know what I mean?
The one that I know is most prominent at this time is custom camos, somewhat like what you see in BO6, BO7, Warzone, where you either can choose the camo from another weapon that has a specific camo, so you can replace the weapon camos with a custom PNG file. Currently, that's something that we have.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I don't have it to feature right now, but I can have it for our next session if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I'll throw up, if depending on when I'm editing this, I'll throw up the footage of that, and if not, you'll have to stay tuned and subscribe and like the video, and we'll see, when I can post that. What about things like prox chat and things like that?
Doing prox chat depends on the platform. Okay, so I'll explain what I mean by that. So let's say if we were playing the very same thing that we're playing now, but let's say Steam was the platform that we were all playing Warzone on, 6 years ago. Then I would tell you that right now proxy chat would work. I would tell you right now that voice chat works, but that's not the build that we're playing with because it won't support these older maps, these older modes, the older content. This is basically a snapshot, frozen in time of the map and all of the content that we can experience today. So
it's pretty wild, seeing everything back in the heyday, running so smoothly.
Yeah, it's definitely. I love the gameplay is smooth. Hardware obviously will dictate a lot of the experience, but even a 4-year-old to 5-year-old graphics card will still support this game and run it very well. To be quite honest with you.
Yeah, like I have my
Um,
settings cranked all the way up, and I'm still getting about 200 frames. Like,
wow. Well, you probably have a 5090. I'm several years behind you on that. So
yeah, I do have a 5090.
vehicle camos, the war tracks and things like that, all that works. Watches, calling cards, emblems, gestures, and even finishers. You might come across a satellite that you can just stand next to, and you'll see something fall from the sky, the actual satellite, and then you can get a goodie from it.
Oh yeah, holy,
There you go.
whoa,
Remember that? You don't remember the
that
satellite?
was sick. Yeah, I forgot about this.
Yeah, all config driven. There's really nothing code wise that does this. This is basically in the game. You just need to know how to turn it on. Where is my? Oh, there it goes. Wait a minute. I see you.
Yeah, I see you too.
All right, respawn time.
Let's see. Oh, bro, the car 98 too. Come on. Oh, it's so smooth. It's so smooth.
Car 98.
Yeah.
I'm a Swiss guy myself.
So it started development 2 years ago. Oh my god, wait, this is the heli with the fucking chopper gunners.
Also, not natively in this build. I re-enabled them. Same thing for the motorcycles.
But didn't they have like an invisibility glitch?
The motorcycle? Oh, the
No,
helicopter.
The helicopter with the gunners.
Yes, they did. They did. So for this build, it was they were taken away. That glitch might still be there. I just like those choppers, so I wanted to have them back. So everything from, let's say, vehicles to custom modes, for instance, that mushroom cloud that we see in the background, that nuclear cloud, basically they call it the Vista cloud, and it's just a debuff.
And what was that from?
That I think came from destruction of Verdansk.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, even Zombie Royale, to an extent, can be enabled in this build.
Wait a second. Could you re-enable Iron Trials?
Iron Trials is actually after this build, but yes, I can tell you this much, without showing you, they work.
Wow.
But this client, this server, this isn't the last build that we plan to release, to put it that way. Just to kind of give you some things to marinate on. Do you remember something called the Haunting event in the Black Ops Cold War?
Yeah, of course. Everybody
Ghost
was
of
ghosts.
Verdansk?
Yeah.
Ghost of Verdansk. So you'll be seeing that in the future.
That's incredible.
And then there's also Vanguard. You'll be seeing that in the future. A Vanguard era version of what we're doing right now.
That's insane that you can like do all that. Now, what about something? Okay, this might be silly, but like the April Fool's event, right? Like, could we see something like that from? I mean, that I feel like that was what all the way in Vanguard, where people were shot with fire rounds and like explosives. Is that like possible to bring a mode like that back, or even create your own version of that?
If the scripts are still if the scripts, which they're called GSC, if the scripts exist in the build, and there are raw files that also have the majority of the commands used to configure it, then yeah, you can absolutely restore those modes.
Now, we were talking a little bit about like other features that could be brought back, right? From future Call of Duties. So something like having like a dedicated melee weapon to run with unlimited attack sprint, right? Could we see something like that?
I think it's possible. I absolutely think it's possible. I mean, the one thing that gives me that hope, not so much hope, but assurance that it's possible, is that we already can say, for instance, if I were to use GSC scripts right now, or custom GSC, I can give myself a tertiary weapon, and it can be a melee weapon, and there you go, dedicated. So we can probably create a custom GSC or have a custom GSC created where, depending on the game mode, you can have a dedicated melee weapon alongside your primary and secondary if you wanted to.
And then what about something like, let's take weapons and vault them? Like, if you decided, hey, today this weapon is no longer able to be used, it's broken, we're just gonna make it so it's unequipable. Is that a possibility?
Absolutely easy. That's without question. They actually already do that or did that in the game. There's several weapons that are here in this build that they shut off. They disable in the user interface so that you can't see them. As a matter of fact, the Swiss happens to be one of them. Another one in this build that is disabled just by default, but we re-enabled is the PPSH. For Black Ops Cold War. I'm trying to think about anything else that wasn't there. Oh yes, the nail gun. Nail gun is disabled in this build. If we didn't, let's say, use the commands to show it in the user interface, you would never see it.
What is the goal with this project? Like, we're trying to revive Warzone.
Revive and preserve the game, and basically, bring it back to the players. Bring back something that I feel, well, at least a large amount of us feel should never have gone away. If you want to do new things is great, but don't take away something that a lot of people invested a lot of time into, a lot of money into. And it was right at the peak of the pandemic. So many people online at the same time experiencing this. And I know for me personally, it kept me sane during that time period. As a matter of fact, in many ways, it kept me sane. So I missed it a lot when it went away, especially the Black Ops Cold War era, especially that era. So
that's perfectly put. But also, like, players being able to, like, not have, a paywall essentially to get into this. Like, you join, like, I don't know if people realize I am a level 1. I have everything unlocked, every attachment unlocked. Like, you essentially are not having to grind to play with a meta or play with, what you want. It's just, plug and play.
Well, if you want to see some of the GSC.
So when you say GSC, like, this is like custom stuff that you guys have made.
It's a custom mod menu, and basically it allows you to do anything from, for instance, add, like modify some game settings. For example, you can add bots. It's actually a cheat system if you want to look at it that way, but it has all of the features and the fun stuff that you can't do in a regular game, for instance. And I'm going to show you. Here's a spawn menu. I'm going to spawn. Remember that?
Oh, from Stadium. Oh!
Kamikaze bomber. All right. Here we go.
All right.
And are you coming? There it goes, coming in. Boom!
Oh my God. Wait, what? Can you do that again?
Yeah. All right, so it's already enabled, but I need to aim at something. It needs to know where it's going to hit. So you want the scoreboard? There it goes.
Where's the scoreboard? I don't even know what. Oh, that's insane.
All right, and I'm going to just do it right here in the middle of the stadium, and I'm going to step away.
Oh my God, bro. Wait, that's so crazy.
Remember, I'm not... no, wait a minute.
No, I'm right. Oh.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Well, I'm in a helicopter, though.
Yeah, A-10 Warthog, but it's a custom helicopter. Look below you. You got an A-10 Warthog under you. Try to charge up your shot. Yeah. Wait, you can charge up your shot, and what you're shooting is basically another plane.
Wait, what the hell? So I'm sure everybody watching right now is probably asking themselves how they can get their hands on this. Like, what is the process there of joining, to get their playtime in on this and helping, grow the game?
Right now, we're accepting anybody that wants to join our server. So it's quite open server. Anyone can join. And as time progresses, we will be looking forward to adding more testers leading up to release.
Awesome. Could we see a potential like you guys making your own map in the future?
Making our own map, I'm not so sure because that's an area that I'm not very knowledgeable on. But here's what I will say about maps. The way the game works is that the maps are basically locked to a version of the file type that's used, to produce the maps, which is a technology that right now, or at least a form of data that we're not able to actually work with directly just yet. It's uses a compression engine named Oodle, which a lot of games use actually to compress their game files. In some cases, like IW8 or Modern Warfare 2019, it's the map files. Actually, all files, player assets, weapons. The majority of all that stuff is a fast file. It's Oodle compressed and quite difficult to work with. So until some progress is made on that front, being able to decompress fast files and being able to convert or decompile them into a readable, version, something that we can actually work with, that we can understand when we read with our own eyes. I don't know if that's going to be possible. However, anything is possible. Put it that way. Demonware emulation, which is what you're working with right now, what you were playing, was thought to be impossible. Let's see, matchmaking. Nobody thought it would be possible. But we're seeing a lot of things that weren't possible years ago for this particular, at least for this particular game. The biggest one being the collision patch for the large Verdansk map, which, as you might already know from your experience with the Verdansk map, that would limit the play area, for instance, or the playable area of a map to a 500-meter radius around the host of the match. Well, the collision patch basically says, okay, well, that's no longer a problem. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's perfect. So we're working on perfecting that. But it's, I would say, the biggest breakthrough in the last 2 years with respect to this game, aside from Demonware emulation and aside from the matchmaking and whatnot, and getting to these newer or more recent builds of the game in Warzone. So very exciting time, if I could say so.
I would 100% agree. I'm very excited to like see this through, and like very happy to be a part of the project and support it where I can.
Oh, at the end of the day, we just appreciate your honest opinion on it, and if you play it, even better. So we'll be happy to have you on board.
And anyone who has feedback of events that they enjoyed or things they would have liked to see, things that you don't want to see, let me know down in the comments section. I'm sure Rec here and myself will be reading through them and sharing them with devs who are helping build this game. And obviously join the Discord and give your feedback there as well.
Yep. Well, if I may just say one last thing, since you touched on events, some of the events that some of these players can look forward to in the future, and some of our future work would be Ghost of Verdansk, which was on the Black Ops Cold War integration era, and then there's Sticks and Stones, which is in the Vanguard era. There's also Rebirth of the Dead, which is in the Vanguard era. So a lot of cool things. Oh, maybe even Project Monarch, if you know what that is.
That's pretty incredible.
I just can't thank you enough for taking the time to have a look and exploring, and we hope that we continue to improve the client and to grow the community. That's basically our main hope, is to grow the community and give something back to the players.
Of course, make sure you guys like the video and share it with someone who is missing Warzone as much as you are. And we hope to see you guys in the Discord.